Bonjour, bienvenue sur CMI. On continue avec la correction de l'épreuve d'anglais, niveau probatoire, session de 2021 au Cameroun. Section A, Grammar. Part 1, as usual. On va compléter les dialogues avec les expressions entre parenthèses. Donc, good morning, Sandrine. Any problem? You doesn't, no, didn't look happy. You don't look happy. Good morning. I've been a tough time with my father. He thinks he should choose a husband for me. I'm thinking already present perfect continue. So I've been had, no. I've been having, possibly. I have been haven't, no. So yes, the correct answer. I've been having. Next. What? Not in this age and time. Well, what does your mother say about this? She is not in support of it. She cannot do anything about it. Ok, donc en fait ici on a deux idées qui se contrastent. D'un côté, she's not in support, et de l'autre, she cannot do anything. So we can either say, so this is definitely wrong, but we can say but and although. But she's not in support of it, she cannot do anything. No. So although she's not in support of it, she cannot do anything about it. Okay. It is the custom in my village for fathers to choose husbands for, so fathers, daughters, dear. Not them, not his, theirs. Sorry, their daughters. Okay. And to conclude, will you mind, would you mind, could you mind? Definitely not could, will you mind? No, old-fashioned, so yes, would. Parce que aussi c'est une expression qu'on utilise pour les requests. Donc, would you mind? On continue. Part 2, rewrite the following sentences as instructed. I'm very happy today because I got a job last week. My sister said, on nous demande reported speech. My sister said that, of course, between brackets. I becomes she. Am, was. Very happy. Today, so we have changed these two and we have to change today into that day. So, sorry, what is that? Okay, that was terrible. So, that day, yes. Because I, which is again she, got will turn into had got a job. Instead of last week, we'll have the previous week. The previous week. So that's a lot of change, but yes. Yeah, let's move on. Number 2. This is the colleague. He was sanctioned for unjustified absences. And we need a relative pronoun. So we will say, this is the colleague who was sanctioned. We keep the whole sentence the same. Number 3, smoking cigarettes is not good for students. Alcohol is not good too. Okay, so neither nor. Let's go then. We will say neither smoking cigarettes nor drinking alcohol is good for students. So neither smoking cigarettes, I will abbreviate it, nor drinking alcohol is good for students. Okay. 4. All participants at the conference must observe the COVID-19 rules. Change to passive voice. So I'll start here by saying the COVID-19 rules, of course, I will transform this one, must be observed by all participants at the conference. Okay. 5. A receptionist welcomes and helps visitors and answers the phone, and we want to ask the question. So the laziest way is simply to say, does a receptionist welcome? So here, careful, and help visitors and answer the phone. That will be the first way to do it. The second way could be a bit more elaborated of saying, or an elaborated way of saying the same thing. What is the job description of a receptionist? Okay, and then the answer will be receptionist welcomes and so on. Okay, let's move to the next question. Section B, vocabulary 1. Fill in the blanks with the correct expression chosen from those in the brackets. Okay, let's do this. 1. You better go to the nearest and buy an original textbook. Do you buy books from a library? No, you read there. Do you buy books from a dormitory? No, you sleep there. So the good answer is bookshop. Okay, 2. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the whole world. To protect ourselves from it, World Health Organization advises that we wash our hands regularly and put on face mask in places open to the public. 3. The position of Lamido in the north and chiefs in the west regions is not by election, it is inherited. But here I have inherit, no. Passed over, no. Hereditary, yes. So hereditary. I will like to a pair of shoes at the market tomorrow for the birthday party. I would like to buy. That's a given, not pay, not price, buy. 5. A new shopping mall, of course. A new shopping mall has been opened in Douala. So not male, not male. All right, let's move on. Second part. Complete the sentences below with the correct expressions. Of course, more words than you will need are provided. 1. Cash payments are useful for low-value items as there are no extra charges. Okay, because when you pay with your credit card or something else, there are charges. 2. It is very convenient to withdraw cash from an ATM machine or automatic teller machine, especially when you're busy. 3. If you own a business, it's not advisable to store large amounts of cash on the premises. It is better to deposit it in the bank to reduce the risk of theft. 4. Many people these days prefer to pay for goods and services by electronic means using their debit card or credit card. We don't have debit, so I'll go for credit card. So credit cards. 5. They money directly instead of using cash and shake. So if you're not using cash and you're not using shakes, you generally, transferring money left and right. So you can say they transfer money directly. Okay, on continue donc. Reading. Okay. Alors, pour reading, en général, je préfère commencer par lire les questions pour un peu me familiariser avec le texte et aussi très rapidement repérer les réponses. Donc, question 1. What is online distance learning? Donc, 3 mots-clés. Online distance learning. 2. Find 4 types of distance learning methods. Okay. 3. From where can learners follow an online lesson? Okay. 4. How beneficial is online distance learning to students? 5. What are the necessary requirements to participate in an online distance learning? Necessary requirements. 6. Do you think that high quality learning can take place without interacting with your teacher face to face? So high quality learning without interaction with the teacher. Let's go back to the text and see how well we can answer these questions. Okay, so here is the beginning of the text. They say, or the text says rather, online distance learning. Online learning is the newest and most popular form of distance education today. Within the past decade, it has had a major impact on post-secondary education, and the trend is increasing. Online learning is education that takes place over the internet. It's often referred to as e-learning, among other terms. However, online learning is just one type of distance learning, the umbrella term for any learning that takes place across distance and not in a traditional classroom. Distance learning has a long history and there are several types available today. Je crois me souvenir qu'ici il y avait une question comme ça. Correspondence courses, conducted through regular mail with little interaction. CD-ROM courses where the student interacts with static computer content. Telecourses where content is delivered via radio or television broadcast. Online learning, internet-based course offered synchronously and or asynchronously, and mobile learning by means of devices such as cellular phones and digital audio players. Online distance learning is an instructional system which connects learners with educational resources. Students work on their own at home. Okay, I think I also remember this part. At home, at work, or at school, and communicate with faculty and other students via email, electronic forums, bulletin boards, instant messaging, and other forms of computer-based communication. There are both advantages and disadvantages to online distance learning. Okay, let's look into that. There are many benefits in using online distance learning environments. Online education is available all the time and anywhere. However, there are drawbacks for some learners. The online learner only has the written text and no other face-to-face cues. This may confuse the learner and cause misunderstanding. While distance learning allows for openness, it's also cumbersome because it's done by email messages and writing, and therefore may take more time than face-to-face learning. Why online distance learning and why now? That's a very good question. Why and why now? Online distance learning meets the needs of an ever-increasing population of students who cannot or prefer not to participate in traditional classroom setting. These learners include those unable to attend traditional classes due to the COVID-19 pandemic, who cannot find a particular class at a chosen institution, who live in remote locations, who work full-time and can only study at or after work, and those who simply prefer to learn independently. The minimum, I think I also remember this part, the minimum requirement for students to participate in an online course is access to a computer, the internet, and the motivation to succeed in a non-traditional classroom. Online courses provide an excellent method of course delivery unbound by time or location, allowing for accessibility to instruction at any time from anywhere. Learners find the online environment a convenient way to fit education into their busy lives. The ability to access a course from any computer with internet access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is tremendous for many students. Okay, let's go to the question and refer to the text when necessary. Okay, 1. What is online distance learning? And I do remember that while reading the text, I had the keyword here, so this should be the answer for number 1. Online distance learning is an instructional system which connects learners with educational resources. Okay, you could, if you're not very confident in yourself, continue by saying students work on their own and blah, 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 but I don't need that. That would be the answer for number 1. Let's move on to the second question, which is, find 4 types of distance learning methods in the text. 4 types. I think I remember reading here. Yes, I remember. So this will be, yes, so several types available. That will be the answer for number 2. The first one will be correspondence courses, and the second one would be CD-ROM courses. The third one would be telecourses. The fourth one, online learning. And the fifth one, mobile learning. So we just need 4 out of 5. Let's continue with the question. So that will be for question 3. From where can learners follow an online lesson? I remember reading again from the first part of the text that here exactly students work on their own at home, at work. So okay, home, work, or school are the possible places. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Right. How beneficial is online distance learning to students? How beneficial is online learning to students? Yes, I remember here we talked about there are many benefits. So that would be for question 4. Yeah, because if I come back to the text, if I'm not mistaken, this was both number 1 and number 3. This was for question 3. So now, question 4. Yes. How beneficial? There are many benefits in using online distance learning environment. Online education is available all the time. Though this is a key point. Available all the time and anywhere. Okay? And then, is there any other point? However, let's continue. Cumbersome, no. Okay, for now, I will stop here. While we're reading, if I find another one, I will add it. Okay, let's move on to the next question then. What are the necessary requirements? Yes, I remember that. Necessary requirements, that will be for question 5. Here is the answer. The minimum requirement for students to participate in an online course: access to computer, access to internet, and, of course, motivation to succeed. So this would be the minimum requirement. Okay. Next question. Do you think that high quality learning can take place without interacting with your teacher face to face? Like I said before, there's no wrong or right answer. Is all the way you justify your question. Do you think that high quality learning can take place without interacting with your teacher face to face? In case, I'm tempted to say yes. Okay, why is that? Why do you think high quality learning can take place? Okay. Sorry. So one reason could be that the learner is the one that carries the burden of the motivation, so the desire to learn, which means whether I'm face-to-face with my teacher or not, when I have the desire to learn, I will learn. That's the first thing. Second thing is, yes, in today's day and age, access to internet allows us to be able to learn quite independently, and there are so many forums where we can ask questions. For example, if you're from a computer background, you can use a platform like Stack Overflow to ask questions and so on and so forth. Okay, let's move to something else. Let's say that your answer rather is no. What would be the reason? Well, first, because there is always some unspoken cues about face-to-face interactions that ease the learning process. And some people just cannot get or grasp ideas just from reading. Somebody has to be there to explain. And if you're one of those persons, then you believe that high quality learning cannot happen without a face-to-face interaction. So, and so on and so forth. But let's move on. Section D, composition. I almost forgot about this section. Ok, comme d'habitude, pour ceux qui veulent avoir des vidéos dédiées composition or essay writing, laissez dans les commentaires votre avis. Et si vous êtes suffisamment nombreux, on va consacrer le temps qu'il faut pour analyser le texte, écrire et puis vous permettre aussi de vous en sortir super bien au proba. Merci de nous avoir suivis. Revenez sur la chaîne pour plus de vidéos et n'hésitez pas à nous supporter. À très bientôt sur CMI. Bye bye.